Welcome back to the Manc Entrepreneur YouTube channel and to another Monday's Don't Suck episode. It is Monday, the 26th of June, and I've just realised I really need to shave this. This is getting too long. Anyway, enough about random distractions. I can clearly tell I didn't look in the mirror this morning. Right, as always, we are going to kick things off with a look at what I did last week, what I've got coming up this week, before getting into the main topic of the day, which, as you can see from the title, is to stop trying to please everyone. So yeah, let's kick things off. As always, the whole point of this Monday's Don't Suck episode is to try and motivate your Monday, get you ready, get you in the mood, and try and kickstart your week the right way. And as always, it's not Monday's fault if you're having a bad day, if last night, Sunday, you were like dreading what was happening today. It's not Monday's fault. It's whatever it is that you're doing on your Monday, which is the problem. So last week, let me just get the old calendar up. Last week was a pretty standard. Yeah, it was a pretty standard week. Now, as you could tell probably on the channel last week, we had quite a lot of interviews. We had one with Luke from EV Price, and then one with Rob Cubban from robcubban.com, which was fantastic. It was great to get the interviews back rolling again and to sort of share the journey and the insights of other entrepreneurs out there doing things. Obviously, Luke with his zombie experience, that was such a fascinating story, and what he's now doing with EV Price, and of course Rob as well, working the 9 till 5 down in London, and now working on a passive income stream or multiple passive income streams out of Thailand, and basically loving life. So some great interviews last week. What I will say right now is that if you have anyone that you would like me to try and get hold of to interview for the channel, let me know in the comments down below. Or if you think you've got a fascinating story to tell, trust me, it doesn't have to be like groundbreaking fascinating. Your story is probably worth saying. So again, if you want to have a chat with me on the channel, shout about whatever it is that you're doing, let me know, reach out, and we can hopefully get something planned. So with that said, we did that last week as well. As usual, we did the news roundup Monday, mastermind webinar Tuesday. Wednesday, I did the meeting with Rob. Thursday and Friday was just general work days. I was here, I didn't go anywhere. It was just business as usual. Thursday, we had the catch up with John, which was quite good. We had a good chat there about what we've been working on. So all in all, good times. Now, this week is a little bit more interesting. Well, it is more interesting. It's more different. It's a break from the usual sort of stuff that you see me here doing. So this week is interesting because today, obviously, we have the news roundup again, see what's been going on in e-commerce this week. It's been another busy week, so I'm sure we've got loads to talk about with Richard, of course, who you've met as well. Now, at 2 o'clock today, I actually have a call with Terapeak. Now, this promises to be very interesting. Terapeak actually reached out to me on Friday. For anyone who doesn't know, 2 of my most viewed videos on YouTube are basically, the first one is me saying, has eBay just killed Terapeak? And that was when Terapeak announced that they were no longer doing competitor research back in January. And then another, I think on the 3rd or 4th most watches, is Zik Analytics a replacement for Terapeak's competitor research? So again, 2 of my most watched videos have Terapeak in them. And because one of a really nice lady reached out to me on Friday, and basically I was expecting a bit of an earful, if I'm honest, like, why are you slagging us off? But she got where I was coming from. She understood the criticism. She said it was very fair, and what she wants to do is have a meeting with me this afternoon to talk about what they've been working on since then, which she thinks a lot of sellers will be interested in. So really curious to see what Terapeak have been working on, and of course, if it's something that I can share, and I feel it would be genuinely useful, then there will be a video coming on that as well. So very interesting. We'll see what Terapeak has to say this afternoon. And I did stress the point to Terapeak, like I was a user. I loved Terapeak for years. It was such a fantastic tool, and I wasn't hating on Terapeak. I was merely just pointing out my opinion on what had happened. So that is good. Tuesday, tomorrow, Matt is out all day with John, so that's basically free reign day for me, and we have the mastermind webinar. I have a topic in mind for that, so that's pretty good as well. Wednesday, I'm out for lunch with a chap called Martin, who's the genius behind E-commerce Expo North, which is going to be the largest e-commerce expo outside of London, held up in Manchester here in October. So me and Martin are going to have a bit of a catch up there, see what he's been working on, see if there's any way that I can help him out with any bits and pieces. So that will be an interesting chat on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm in the evening, I'm out with John and Justin, fellow entrepreneurs as well. So always good to catch up with those guys, see what they've been working on. And then Friday, I fly out to Luxembourg. Now, again, I don't want to give too much away with regards to the trip to Luxembourg. All I will say is it's not work related, although I will be working whilst I'm out. I'm basically just relocating for just over a week. And I will, it's basically a bit of a test that I'm doing with a way where you can travel to different places, see different things for not a lot of money. And if that, I think if it's as good as I think it's going to be, and everything is as it says it will be, I'll share that with you. And yeah, I think it will help, especially if you're like a young entrepreneur who's sort of location independent, but don't have masses and masses of finance to justify traveling around the world. That could be a very interesting way for you to travel and without spending a fortune. So Luxembourg, I set up for Luxembourg on Friday, so that's going to be really interesting to see what goes on there. And of course, that week, all the videos will be coming from Luxembourg, and I will share with you probably that, not this week, obviously next week, how I happen to be in Luxembourg, why I'm in Luxembourg, and yeah, some of the some interesting ways in which you can travel on a little bit cheaper than normal, at least. So that's this week coming up. It's going to be quite a busy one, getting out and about a little bit more this week. So yeah, again, let me know if you've got anything interesting planned this week, any holidays planned. I know we're coming well into holiday season right now. Let me know down below what you're up to. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah. So with that said, on to the main topic of the day. If anyone's watching this live, by the way, feel free to say hi in the chat. I am monitoring it on the other screen over there. So say hi. Let me know you're here. And this is actually one that you probably would be quite good getting involved in, because this topic has sort of come about from pleasing everybody, or you can't. The old cliche: you can't please everyone all the time. And as an entrepreneur, that's a very hard thing to try and accept, because the general thought process is that everybody is your customer. Everybody should be your customer, and you're going to try and please all of them. And that is not a great way to go about business. I would say one of the first things that you should do in business is ultimately know who your customers are, and very quickly qualify them in or out. And that out bit is just as important as qualifying someone in, because if you're going to start running ad campaigns or marketing, spending ad budget against a target audience which is never going to be your audience, you're just wasting good money. You're throwing good money away. You might as well just be throwing it down the drain, because trying to convince someone who is never going to be your customer to be your customer is a losing battle. You would get much better results trying to convince those who are your customers or your potential customers to buy from you. So straight away, I see so many people that, you know, you ask like young people, oh, you know, any up and coming entrepreneur, who their target audience is. As soon as they say, well, everyone really. No, it isn't everyone really, because I guarantee if my grandma would buy from you, chances are my young sister wouldn't. If we're talking about products, at least. Services, again, similarly, you know, I genuinely can't think of a service or a product where your market is everyone. So knowing exactly who your audience is and who your sort of target market is incredibly important. But that also brings it into more of a personal realm, because we've talked about obviously entrepreneurship when running a business, know your target market, know your audience. But what about in your personal life? And this is, again, something which, as an entrepreneur, you're going to come across, is that there are going to be people out there who want you to fail. Whether you like it or not, there are people who will be sort of jealous of what you're doing, what you're trying to do, what you had the balls to actually set out and do in the first place. And they're going to hope that you fail, because it then justifies why they didn't do it. As much as they may want to do it, they probably don't, you know, they're not brave enough, they're not willing to take the risk. And therefore, anyone who looks like they're going to break out and do something for themselves, they want them to fail. And that's fine. That ultimately is fine. If those people want to live their life in such a negative way, you be a fool trying to convince them otherwise. But what I'll say is, those people, once again, are not your audience. You're not trying to please them. Similarly, these people will be the ones who give you advice which they have no business giving you. I've always said that when looking for advice, you want advice from someone who's been and done whatever it is you're looking for advice from. Not someone who's read about it or knows of somebody who's done it, because that's not first-hand advice. You're getting regurgitated experience from someone who has modified the facts to suit their own need and quantify their own existence. Don't take advice. Don't try and please, you know, don't try and give people airtime who are not genuinely invested in your journey. At the end of the day, you're number one, and you only have one life. You have to do what makes you happy. And regardless of whether these people are friends, are family, if they were true friends and if they were family who were close to you, they would want you to do whatever it was that made you happy and push you to be the best that you can be. Don't try and please those around you who do not have your best interest at heart, because it's a waste. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, and ultimately it's only going to bring you down. You know, the amount of times that I see people who, and it's hard because it works both ways. You know, I see people who threaten to start their own businesses, their own websites, their own web services. I see people who have started and then they stop. And I have to hold my tongue from sort of giving them advice, because unless they directly ask me for it, I don't want to be that person, because I can't. Maybe they're not entrepreneurial. Maybe they just are not wired the way that I'm wired. So me trying to convince them that they're doing something wrong, that they're not doing it well enough, that, you know, they're wasting time, they're wasting money, it's not going to achieve anything other than to upset them. And then if I upset them, they're just going to resent me. You know, why have enemies when you can have friends? At the end of the day, I'm a big believer in that. So it does work both ways. As much as, you know, you can't please everyone all the time, you also have to realize that not everyone is going to try and please you either. But if you just focus on you, run your own race, I don't think you can go that far wrong. With that said, that is pretty much what I want to, the main topic I want to talk about today. I need to crack on today because I'm sure Matt is, I see Skype. Oh, no, yeah. I need to catch up with Matt. as we've got some planning to do today. One final thing, if anyone has missed it, if you're new to the channel, back at the beginning of this month, I did a 200 subscriber special. The video that you see at the end, it will be either on this side or this side. I can never remember if it flips it or not. Will be a link to that 200 subscriber special. As part of that 200 subscriber special, I'm basically doing a competition where you can win my time, whether that be through consultancy, through mentorship, through something to do here on the channel, some marketing for your whatever it is that you're doing. All you need to do is be a subscriber and comment underneath that video. So not this one you're watching right now, but that one that I'm going to link to at the end. Subscribe, comment under that video, and you'll be entered into the prize draw. The last day for that is the end of this month, so Friday the 30th of June. Over that weekend, I will, well, on the 1st of July, I will basically stop looking at any comments that come after that date. I'll do a random number generator thing to pick someone at random. I'll reach out and we'll have a chat. So don't miss out on that. You've only got a week left of that competition. Again, link at the end of the video. With that said, if you've enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up, like button. Subscribe if you are new. Like I said, it does mean a lot to me. And there's new content every single weekday where I try and bring you the reality of entrepreneurship and also some sort of breaking news on e-commerce things, eBay, Amazon, all the rest of it. So with that said, enjoy the rest of your day. Go and crush Monday and have a fantastic week. And I'll be here with you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And I'll, see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.